suns and sunnies. It is Queen Scarlet Pimp Sunkiss coming at y'all right quick, right fast, for real, with a love quick read. And today we are focused on distortions. What is distorting our frequency and understanding of love? So this is also dealing in manifestations. So if you've been trying to manifest love, or if you've been trying to work on your self-love, or even just get to a particular place in a relationship, or get to the next level in any relationship, again, even if it's with yourself, and it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. It can be romantic, but this is also dealing in friendships, family relationships, any relationship that you have, including an emphasis on your relationship with yourself. So if all of that has been on your mind, heart, and soul, this is definitely the video for you. And without further ado, we're going to get into the pick a card selection. So each of these groups has one card and a bracelet, okay? So you can pick one pile, you can pick two, you can watch all three, whatever your divine realm divinely guides you to do. Again, the question I asked for this card selection is, what is distorting my frequency and understanding of love in coherence with manifestation? So group one has the carnelian bracelet. Group two has a yellow agate bracelet. And group three has a freshwater pearl bracelet. Okay, so as I said before, you can pick one, two, or all of the groups. You can base it off whatever would have you. Howsoever, while I am going to include the bracelets in the reading, you can also choose your group based off whichever bracelet, color, whatever what have you is resonating with you at the time. And without further ado, let's get into group one. All right, okay, group one, we have the carnelian bracelet and the ace of wands sideways. And really it's sideways because it did a couple of flips when it came out. In 1 minute it was upside down, the next minute it was right side up. So it is appearing sideways, and we're gonna cover that. And as you can see, I also chose a song for y'all, okay? Well, the divine realm chose a song for y'all. You know, I meditated, did my little random pull, all that. And we here, and y'all have Chloe and Halle do it. That's just how we do, ooh, and we gonna keep it cool, ooh, that's just how we do it, that's just how we do it. Yes. Okay, let's get straight into it. This is what we're working with here. So, ace of wands sideways. Okay, before I get into the card, let me first touch on the bracelet. So, it's a red carnelian bracelet, and this is giving an implementation of a need to align the lower chakras, and all of this is building up to heart chakra matters. Okay, so there are some feelings of not believing that you are protected or will be provided for, things of that nature, and all of that is influencing your solar plexus to be underactive and your sacral chakra to be underactive as well, because we're getting wrapped up in a frequency of fear and a frequency of stinginess, if you will. And I'm gonna explain why, because I want to get straight into the card now. Okay, so there is heartbreak around the subject matter of having given of yourself so freely in past relationships. So back then, honestly, you were functioning from a place of abundance, feeling like I have so much love to give. I have so many blessings that I've been bestowed with. So I have enough to go around. I can give. And while you shouldn't overgive, okay, too much of anything is not good for you. While you should not excessively give of yourself until there is nothing left. And there is wisdom that you've gotten from perhaps having been an overgiver. Howsoever, you've allowed that to get you to a place of lack mentality, of feeling like you no longer have so much to give, even though you still do. Because your divine realm is saying that you are absolutely correct in the fact that, or you were absolutely correct in the fact that you have so much to give, you have so much love and blessings to go around. So the distortion is that you're thinking that you ran out, when in actuality, you haven't run out. You never ran out of things to give or things that you have. You didn't run out of blessings. You didn't run out of love. You just needed to redirect your energy. You needed to redirect your love. You needed to redirect your blessings. You needed to redirect where you were investing your energy, your time, your money, your love, your wisdom, your talents, your gifts. You needed a redirection. You didn't lose too much of anything. So that's ultimately what the distortions are, thinking that you have lost and thinking that you have run out of what and who you are. It's still there. You just got to tap back into it and use it for what you are passionate about and use it for who you are passionate about. So many of you may have gone through a deep rut. You may have reached a point of burnout or reached a point of exhaustion at a point, and that definitely that's played a trick on your mind to have you feel like you ran out. And like I said, you didn't run out. You just needed to recharge and redirect. And so now it seems that y'all have been trying to manifest some things. You've been trying to manifest money. You've been trying to manifest a certain frequency of love, but it's like you've been having a hard time feeling it. It's like subconsciously and intuitively, you know that you are now in a presence of true love. And it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic. Like I said, this could be a place of true love with yourself, a place of true love with your friends, a place of true love with your family members, or in a relationship. In general, you feel like you are finally in a surrounding of true love, but you have been struggling to actually feel the sensation and experience of it all. And this is because you have formed a survival mechanism and coping mechanism of emotional hoarding. And that is what has you on a frequency of selfishness and stinginess. And the law of attraction is, in fact, that you have to give in order to receive. So as long as you are emotionally hoarding, which essentially leads into you hoarding other things, it leaves you closed off to receiving. And if you've been having money issues, that's definitely why. And if you've been like having thoughts of, dang, like back in the day, I was able to get money like that. I was able to do this like this here at the drop of a hat, at the snap of a finger. And now it just seems so hard for me to attract what it is I want and need. And a large part of that is, like I said, because your heart chakra is blocked with anger and resentment, because your solar plexus is bleeding all over your heart chakra and your sacral chakra is clogging up your root chakra. And that's also because there's this thing of dwelling on the defeat, dwelling on what you feel like was lost or what was taken from you, and what you think about multiplies. So you're being put through a spiritual ringer of trying to get you out of the habit of dwelling and thinking about people who are no longer important, who are ultimately non-mother effing factors at this point. And it's not that your feelings aren't valid or that, you know, your divine realm is being insensitive with you. They're just trying to get you into a winner's mentality because it is time for you to win. And it's like you've had your break, you've had your breakdown, you've had your moment of recharging, you've had your time of dwelling and licking your wounds. It is time now to step into your victory. And you all's strength is love. That's one of your main strengths. And I mean you all as in this group in particular. That's what's coming through as a message, that you all's frequency of love and gift of being a bottomless well of love. Your love is powerful. Your love is like, whoa, there is literally magic in your love. So when you give love to people, when you give to people, when you commit acts of service to people, when you give people gifts, it evokes divine positive change. It has a strong infectious impact on the people that are on the receiving end of your generosity. And that's why one of your main powers, one of your main gifts of manifestation is giving. Because when you give, the impact that it has overall ends up coming back to you tenfold. That's why when you give, so much has a tendency to come back to you. It may not come from the people that you expect it to come from, or the places that you expect it to come from, or that you want it to come from, but it comes back to you tenfold, period. So that's why when you're in this state of emotional hoarding and this state of withholding, because you're in fear of either getting taken advantage of or in fear of it not coming back to you, that's why you're in a drastic state of drought, or at least you feel that way, even though there is wealth and abundance all around you and wealth and abundance knocking at your door. But you got to open up those floodgates. Opening up those floodgates by doing all of the things that you do best, with emphasis on committing to acts of love for who and what you love. So definitely, if you've been neglecting a passion in particular, a hidden talent that you have, or a neglected or dormant talent that you have, you need to get back into it. It seems that many of you have already decided who's deserving of your love right now, if it's nobody but yourself. So you desperately need to tap into giving yourself all the things that you want and need as it concerns love and affection and appreciation. And if you know of people outside of yourself that you feel like deserve a gift, deserve a sponsored night out on the town, meaning you invite a friend out that you really been valuing lately and you pay for yours and their stuff, or you set up just a cool moment for you and somebody who you feel like is deserving to bond and have a great time together, and you know, use your creativity and your gift of love to show somebody and express to someone that they are appreciated and that they are loved and valued by you. So if you have the gift of gab, write them a love letter or a poem or a song. You able to sing something, sing a love song for somebody that you feel like is deserving of that. All in all, you're having to kind of flip, reverse, and remix the phrase, use what you got to get what you want, into use what you got to do a good deed for somebody. Because you're going to end up getting what you want as a result anyway, and most certainly what you need. And real quick, channel message for the song that y'all got, Chloe and Halle, Do It. So it's an upbeat song. It's a mix of love and a good time, and that's exactly what y'all need, love and a good time. You need some feminine energy in your life, whether you're male or female, and that ultimately means that what I said is confirming what I said. You need to partner up with somebody that you feel like is deserving of your company, your energy, and your good vibes. Go out on a town or stay in and create a good time. Create love and fun wherever you are with that individual, and y'all give and receive and exchange love, appreciation, affection, and all of that. And that is going to be ultimately your first and a very big step in unblocking your heart chakra and freeing up your frequency of manifestation as it concerns your frequency of love and abundance. So darling, I hope all of that made sense and aligned. And if I do say so myself, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you all light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah. Moving on to group 2. Group 2, we have the 9 of Cups and the yellow agate, the yellow agate bracelet, as well as the song that has been chosen for you all is Catfish by Tamar Braxton. So it's kind of like 2 groups in one for this group. And essentially what that means is it's 2 different sides of the same coin here. It's the same thing going on for everyone in this group, but it's 2 different sides. It's showing up in 2 different ways. So let me go ahead and explain. So it's definitely a lot of watery and emotional energy here. So I'm definitely picking up water signs, not to mention Tamar Braxton is a Pisces. But real quick, right fast, let's talk about the yellow agate, the yellow agate bracelet that we have here. So of course, yellow, we're dealing with solar plexus things going on here, some other things, but we're dealing with solar plexus issues and resolutions, and I need to detox and seek out holistic healing and holistic healers. I'm picking up some people, and of course with the yellow agate being present, there is a energy of people having some skin disorders, acne, eczema, psoriasis, things of that nature, and also some people having like digestive issues, excessive gas, IBS, things of that nature. And some of you are having skin problems because your digestive tract needs healing. And a lot of that is coming from having this tendency to literally manifest physical illnesses from spiritual, mental, and emotional illnesses. So this also means if there are traumas, heartbreaks, emotional turmoil, mental turmoil or torment going on that has been going on for a while, that you like stuff down, that's unhealed, that you don't deal with, that you avoid, suppress, repress, this, that, and the third, you have a higher tendency to end up literally making yourself sick from not dealing with your spiritual, mental, and emotional issues. And if you're carrying around shame, anger, and low self-esteem, that has a tendency to resonate in your stomach and therefore affect your solar plexus. And when your stomach is having excessive unresolved issues, it starts to show up in your skin and your hair and your nails, but usually your skin first and your skin the most. So one of the distortions in your love frequency essentially is being avoidant. So I'm definitely picking up some people pleaser energy here and some suppressed anger. There are some people in this group that feel like they don't have permission or leadway or room to show anger or to express anger, to even process and acknowledge their own anger and their own feelings. And for some of you, this is resulting in you literally holding on to certain relationships and keeping in contact with certain people that y'all soul contract is past due. It's like it's like you have the best intents of just trying to leave it off on a good note and continue to show love and keep the peace and all that. And for some of you, a part of you is still like trying to maintain that sense of normalcy any way that you can. You don't really want to know what it's like to miss that person. So you want to keep in contact with them and at least check up on them and leave them as a friend on social media and things of that nature, just to kind of have, you know, any little piece of them that you can maintain. And that is resulting into your energy being poured into bottomless cups. Bottomless cups in the way that your energy is being misused and it is going into vessels that will not service you. And they may have been serving you at one point, but the expiration date has come and gone, and you keeping them around at this point at any capacity is resulting in some stagnancy and instability, rockiness, waviness going on in your love life, and for some of you, your business life. And for the other half of you, the way that this is showing up, so I'm getting to the other side of the coin here, the other half of you, it's literally like this flex on my ex type thing going on, where you may not be in contact with your ex friends or your ex boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, what have you, your ex partner, your ex crew, whatever. You may not be in contact with them anymore. And some of you may not follow them on social media anymore, but there's something going on in the mentality and in the subconscious where it's like your motivation and your purpose is coming from a place of flexing on your ex. And that is distorting your frequency of self-love and distorting your frequency of passion. Therefore, distorting your frequency of manifestation. So you could be manifesting things that, let me put it like this. For some of you whose manifestation is working in a way where you're able to get things for other people very easily. And or you're coming across things that are great objects or great opportunities, but you personally can't do anything with it. It would be something that you would end up having to recommend to somebody else. Or you're getting gifts and you're getting nice gifts, but the gifts that people are giving you is stuff that you either don't really want, can't use, and or you would have preferred something else. So just for instance, you want a random gift of money, but people keep giving you material things, perfume, jewelry. And those are nice things and you're appreciative of it, but it's not exactly what you need right now. You really would have much rather preferred the money. And that's coming from a place of you being on somebody else's frequency, mentally, spiritually, energetically. So you're manifesting things, but you're manifesting other people's shat, because other people's shat is all at your doorstep and you just keep picking it up. So it's a need to very mindfully and very intentionally take some time out to meditate and vision board and journal about your passions and your goals and the things that you want to bring into your life and the things that you want to leave behind in your legacy. And make sure that you are, like I said, mindfully and intentionally doing it from a place of for you, for what you want and what you want to see. And one way to make certain of that is that when you are visualizing these things, make sure that you're visualizing it without an audience. Make sure that you're visualizing it without thinking about what anybody else would think or feel about it. You be your own critic. in that case, and be your own cheerleader in that case. And some of you may be like, well, I don't understand how I'm doing that. I don't understand what you mean. I don't understand where that's coming from. Trust me, it'll make much more sense once you put that action in, to take time out for that moment to turn your phone on do not disturb, turn the TVs off, put yourself in a quiet, still space. You can play meditation music. You may can even play, regular music that you're used to listening to, and just vision board and have it on your mind, or journal, or all of that. Vision board, journal, and do whatever it is that you do when you are trying to manifest things for yourself, and do it with it on your mind that I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me, period. Because the reason why some of you may be a little blinded to how you're doing that right now is because it's probably something from your childhood and made you very responsible for other people's emotions and other people's images, if you will, and how other people feel about that shit. It put you in a place to feel responsible for other people one way or another. So now it's like you're stuck in the habit of doing everything that you do for other people. Like it's in your subconscious and it's showing itself in your habits. And your divine realm is trying to break you out of that. And essentially, you are trying to break you out of that too, because some of you have probably been feeling drained. And like I said, some of you have been experiencing reoccurring illnesses or reoccurring rashes, breakouts, things of that nature, physical ailments coming out of nowhere. So overall, regardless of how it's showing up for each individual, you're wanting to feel better. You're wanting to feel better one way or another. So that would definitely be your first step. What I just gave you about the visualizations and making sure that you are constantly repeating to yourself that you are doing it for you. And even look up different ways that you can put yourself in that frequency. Like you can literally Google, how can I make sure that I am fulfilling my passion for me? And so overall, that's where the distortions are coming from in your love frequency, and it's ultimately affecting your self-love frequency more than anything. So overgiving and being overly invested and being put in a position to feel responsible for other people all the time has had you in a space and on a frequency, I know I keep using that term, but on a frequency that is ultimately not yours, and has had other people's shat bleeding over into your space. And that has essentially been blurring your vision of what's been coming in. And it's like, and I keep getting this vision too, it's like in the midst of you trying to manifest, it's just a different analogy to what I said earlier, but it's like in the midst of you trying to manifest, it's like you ordered one thing on Amazon and you ordered that one thing specifically as it is, and they sent you something totally different. And I don't know, they may have actually happened for somebody or something, the reason why that came was specifically like that, but that's why it's because your energy is calcified with other people's stuff. And so you may definitely also want to clean up your space, clean up your house, straighten up anything, get rid of old receipts, put all of your money in a designated area, do yourself a cleansing bath. You may also want to detox. Do yourself a deep cleanse, a deep pampering day, self-love day, deep condition and deep shampoo your hair, all of that. You ain't want to do all of that. And in the process, you're going to be having epiphanies that make it even more clear to you, like I said, where you're at, how you got there, and where you need to go and what you need to do going forward. But y'all definitely need to go ahead and cut certain people off cold turkey, like no contact. You are not obligated to check up on people. You are not obligated to keep in contact with people. Like just because you forgive them or just because you want to leave off on a good note, that does not mean that you are required to keep in contact with them. And ultimately, it's meant for you to cut them completely off because their energy is not on the frequency of your purpose. Their energy does not serve you. They are not meant to go with you in any way, shape, or form. And for some of you, like I said, y'all are working on a lot of mindset and subconscious and habitual things and making sure that you are doing it, whatever it is, for yourself first and for yourself the most. Okay? And ultimately, and I didn't say specifically, I just went through the messages. I already gave the meaning of the 9 of Cups as it concerns, how y'all's love frequency is being distorted. I said it, I just didn't call out the card name. And the flex on my ex mentality, that's definitely, I wasn't even thinking about it when I said it, but that's definitely where the Tamar Braxton song comes in also, because the lyrics to the song are don't flex, don't flex, don't flex, don't flex. And the lyrics definitely entail her singing about her ex, you know, doing the most, flexing on the gram, trying to act like they don't miss her when really they do, and they texting, saying how they love and they miss her and all this, that, and the third. And she's saying like, yeah, I know you trying to flex for me, you trying to flex on me, you trying to do this and that to get my attention. When in actuality, she's kind of giving the same vibe also. She kind of doing the most to get his attention also. So they both caught up in the midst of trying to flex on their ex, and essentially when you are stuck in that type of functionality and in that type of cycle of kind of going back and forth with someone, whether fully actively or subliminally, indirectly, on the surface, mentally, whatever, you end up doing things simply for the sake of how it would make that other person feel, and you lose sight of what actually makes you happy and makes you feel fulfilled. And in the song, she also says, baby, I know the real you. Baby, I know the real you. And definitely a message coming through from that lyric in particular of, you know the truth. You know your truth. And deep down and low-key, high-key at the surface, you know who you are. You may have lost sight a little bit of who you are and what you like and what you want. But you know. You know. So all you gotta do is take back your power, call back your energy, and start pouring into yourself for yourself. Now, child, I hope that made sense. And if I do say so myself, I have milked this cow dry. And I'm thoroughly appreciative of the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you all light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah. And on to group 3. Group 3, we have the sun and the freshwater pearl bracelet. And the song chosen for you all is what's up bam 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 be dum bam bam. What's up bam 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 be dum bam bam. Not by the Marleys, but by Amara La Negra. And we're gonna get straight into it. So y'all have the freshwater pearl bracelet. And if you must know, pearls are made from the clam literally taking a parasite and ultimately transmuting it into this pearl. So definitely when pearls come up in readings, or I use them in readings, it definitely carries messages of confirming one of your spiritual gifts, which would be transmuting things that are seemingly bad or things that are bad and transmuting them into greatness. A keen ability to take the lemons of life and make lemonade. And so with the sun card being here, it lets me know also that you have a keen gift of sight. The ability to see things that everybody else is either blinded to, blinds themselves to, or just doesn't see or can't see. And this can feel like a blessing and a curse, because it can put you in a cycle of needing to be validated a lot about what you are seeing and feeling and what you know, because a lot of people will try to act like you're crazy or make you seem crazy. And you know, a lot of people are sheep in simple terms, and it'd be like that when you just know a lot. And that's ultimately where the distortions are coming from. Your love frequency is distorted because you are a bit caught up in trying to convince people of your truth, trying to convince people to see things how you see it, trying to convince people to move how you move, trying to convince people and change the minds of people, when in actuality, Spirit is saying that you just need to be honest with yourself. You need to be clear with yourself about what you're willing to do, what you're willing to accept, about what you believe in, and how you are going to act and stand in it. For some of you, I'm not gonna lie, you are dealing with someone either romantically or friendship wise, and you know that they are not being completely honest either about something specific, or they are just living lies, or they're living a lie, and you just know that because they can't be honest with themselves, that there is no way that they can be honest and real with you, and therefore be a real friend or someone that is trustworthy in your life. And you know this at the pit of you, but you kind of waiting for this proof to come out, when in actuality you need to just, like I said, know what you know and act accordingly. Because to be honest, the sooner you do so, the sooner the truth is going to naturally come out. And the reason that many of you have been kind of so obsessive or fixated in convincing people of the things that you say and think and feel is because you're kind of trying to prevent some type of tower moment. You're trying to prevent separation, or you're trying to prevent having to cut them off or having to leave them behind. You're trying to prevent something in particular from happening that you don't really want to deal with. And it needs to happen anyway, because it is meant for you to learn beyond a shadow of a doubt and recognize that you are going to be okay regardless, because it is literally built into you. Your divine realm, your ancestors, your spirit guides literally poured it into your DNA and into your purpose, into your spiritual gifts and your earthly gifts, to be able to transmute situations into excellence. No matter what the situation is, if it's a bad situation, you have the gifts to be able to turn it into something that you can capitalize off of, and something that you can benefit off of, and something that you can turn into excellence and a victory. And situations that are already good, you know how to make them even greater, which means that you also have a great frequency of evolution, having the ability to constantly reinvent yourself over and over and over again. So you have great phoenix energy, also being able to die and resurrect, and die and resurrect, and die and resurrect, not just, you know, in the typical sense, but like I said, being able to recreate and rebirth yourself over and over and over and over and over again. Y'all are bounce back kings, queens, and everything in between. And for some of you, you are dealing with some form of relationship where it's not necessarily dishonesty going on. It could be some dishonesty, but it's not necessarily dishonesty in the way that you think. But let me get to the point. For some of you, you're going to have some type of tower moment or conflict or just truth that comes out. And that's why I'm stressing the fact that it's not necessarily dishonesty, because it's not something that's particularly being lied about. It's just something that you didn't know. And so, like, you might have known deep down, but it just wasn't said. You haven't asked about it, or, you know, whatever. It's just, you don't know it for a fact. Okay? You haven't heard it, you haven't seen it. It's something that's going to come out. And it's something that needs to come out so that it can be confronted, and ultimately so that you can see the strength of the relationship that you have with whoever that person is. And this can be romantic, or this can be a friendship or a family member. Either one. But just know that a truth is going to come out, and it could be a truth about you that comes out. It can be something that is revealed about you that ends up coming out, and it could be something that you didn't even think about, or it's just something that just so happens to come out. And the way that the other person reacts to it, and or the way that you react to the truth coming out, is just going to teach you a lot about yourself and a lot about the person that you have the relationship with. And ultimately, it is giving a very good feeling tower moment. It's something that you may feel that may make you feel like naked or embarrassed, or you may feel like you should be embarrassed by whatever it is coming out. But it's not gonna be like that. It's really going to, like, your reaction and their reaction is really going to reveal the growth. It's going to reveal the love. It's going to reveal forgiveness. It's going to reveal understanding. It's going to reveal that there's this rebel card that just came to mind. Don't believe every shitty thought that you have. And on the back of it, it says thoughts can be lying, deceiving bastards, or something like that. And definitely what that is giving is that your divine realm is trying to snap you out of always expecting the worst. And so some of you may have been having this anxious feeling of something about to be revealed, or it's just something that you know intuitively about to come out, or whatever, what have you, and you've probably been interpreting it as people lying to you or deceiving you, or some type of betrayal coming out, when in actuality it's just a casual truth in a way that just had to come out in order for you to see where you really are in life and where you really are in your relationships. And so getting into the song that y'all have here, which is Wata Bam Bam by Amara La Negra. Now see, y'all gonna have to listen to it because the song is both in English and Spanish, and I don't feel like going through the translations of everything. But in a nutshell, and let me be clear also, if this was a song read, I would go more in depth with the lyrics and all of that. But this is a love read, and the song is just a tool that I'm using. It's not the main event here. So yeah, anywho, this song is applying in the way of needing to just let go and move forward and not be so worried about the outcome of things, not getting wrapped up in feelings of shame or embarrassment, and essentially making up your mind about what you can be shamed and embarrassed about. And to be honest, if you are making an effort to get the wisdom and the blessings from anything that you experience, be it good or bad, there is nothing that anyone can make you feel ashamed or embarrassed about. And this song is also, it's very upbeat. Like I didn't sing the little tune in the tempo that Amara La Negra's song is actually in. It's very upbeat, has a lot of instrumentation. It's one of those fun dance love songs, and it gives me the vibe of Selena crossed with Patra, crossed with Beyonce, crossed with a little bit of Shakira as well. And it's kind of like Bitty Bitty Bom Bom, but it's Wata Bom Bom. And so with that being said, with the song and how it correlates with the card and the bracelet and overall, it's definitely a overall message of making up your mind for yourself about what the truth is, what you're going to accept, what you're not going to accept, and acting accordingly. Saying what you mean what you say, and moving in on it, not getting caught up in arguing, going back and forth, or even just like dwelling on the fact that you're not understood right now. Because honestly, once you start just saying what you mean and then acting accordingly, eventually you end up proving your point through action. So all of that you said, people heard you. And once you keep taking that action, acting accordingly, and moving in your truth as it is, you're going to end up proving your point, like I said, through action. And those people will look up and look back and be like, dang, they sure said such and such, such and such. Dang, they weren't playing. Dang, okay. And they will realize that there are more possibilities than what they thought. They will realize how limited their own thinking and how limited their own functionality was in the first place. And they will realize, whether they admit it or not, that you know what you was talking about. And that you truly are, a personification of authenticity, if you will. And the thing about authenticity, the thing about being the truth, is that the truth hurts and it heals. The truth is a wild card. The truth is well rounded. The truth is also flexible. The truth is multidimensional. So some people gonna like it, some people ain't, some people gonna flip flop. So that's why you have to be clear and stable and adamant and 10 toes down about who you are, because everybody can't handle the truth. So you're gonna have to make sure that you know how to handle yourself. Okay? Okay, child. Okay. So yeah, y'all's distortions are heavily surrounding the love frequency in particular. And a way for y'all to heal that and clear that up is, get yourself a rose quartz stone. If you already have one, you may need to clean it. Look up the different ways that is best to clean a rose quartz. And also, when using meditation music, make sure that you find meditation music that is labeled either etheric heart chakra, higher heart chakra, or the pink frequency. And surround yourself with the color pink. Ingest nutritionist foods and herbs that are pink, nutritionist liquids that are pink. Familiarize yourself with goddesses and spirit guides that are heavily focused in self-love. The goddess Bastet would be one of them. And with that being said, you can get you some rose water and some rose oil. You can also search for self-love affirmations and say them to yourself in the mirror every morning and before you go to bed. And the more you heal and master your self-love frequency, the more you will be able to defy the impossible, because you all's manifestation, your main manifestation power, is defying the impossible. At least what people think is impossible. It is meant for you all to prove that it is, in fact, possible. Now, darling, I hope all of that makes sense. And if I do say so myself, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative of the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these queenly quotas for the next time. And be sure to bless my comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you all light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.